Hey guys, Terrence from Charge Back Forward. Pit Fighter is a game that I played when I was a kid, I owned when I was a kid. Kind of made me wonder, like having a paper route and walking dogs, how I afforded to buy video games when I was a kid, because it was definitely done by myself. And this is a game that I knew I owned and I played the shit out of. Pit Fighter was released in 1991 on Sega Genesis and a bunch of other platforms, but I'm going to be talking about this version because this is the version that I played before and this is the version that I played recently. It's based off of an Atari game that came out in 1990. It was released in the arcades. It's digitized graphics. It's kind of like, it's a mix between like a Street Fighter model where it's, like opponent versus opponent with energy gauges, but it borrows from like the Double Dragon kind of view where you can move towards and away from the screen. This game, oh my god. It's so funny. It's like all the characters are, they're captured, and basically, as opposed to rotoscoping, which was kind of like the thing in the day as well, there was that brief fad that kind of peaked with Mortal Kombat where they basically took pictures of, the animations that actors were doing. And oh my god, these cheesy, cheesy, cheesy actors. But I love it. Oh god, like if you want like a snapshot of what the late 80s were like 88, 89, 90, like in that area, Pit Fighter somehow just like captures the essence of the machismo and the cheese and all like the stereotypes. Like the main characters, look at this guy. Generic wrestler slash muscle bound dude. And this guy, kind of a black dude, but kind of Van Damme at the same time. Generic kickboxer. And then last, but certainly not least, it's generic Bruce Lee ripoff. That's an original idea, right, guys? So, like, I love this game. Like it's a pretty simple format. You have a match. For the first 9 matches or so out of 15, you're only going against one opponent, and then it changes from there. In the arcade game, it was a 3-player game, or up to a 3-player game, which was really cool. And I want to say I played it in the arcade, but I'm not really sure if I ever did. But I definitely played it at home. But somehow I have a feeling I never played it 2-player. Yes, I was kind of a lonely gamer at times. That sucks. But the premise of it is you beat your opponent and then you move on to the next match. One really challenging thing about this game is your energy bar carries from match to match without really replenishing. So you have to be very conservative as you chip away at your opponents to progress up, the ladder. So as I said before, there's 15 matches, and every other match, so it's like round 1, like match 1, fight, match 2, fight, and then there'll be like a bonus stage, and then match 3, 4, another bonus stage. And the bonus stage is kind of like, it's kind of almost like a more traditional rule set, like, like kind of like karate rules where it's based off of knockdowns. So if you're playing the single player game, you play a mirrored image of yourself, and, you have to knock that character down 3 times to win. If you're playing the 2-player game, or if you get your hands on an emulator and you're playing the arcade game, or God willing, you actually get to play an arcade version of this game in a cabinet that has, 2 or 3 players. Basically, if you're playing against someone or playing with someone, you actually fight them in the grudge match, and the loser doesn't like have to pop in another quarter or continue or anything. They just have to suffer the shame and ridicule as the winner gets the cash. And that's another thing about this game. Like when you lose, or when you like lose a bonus stage, like it actually says like you loser above your avatar. And I laughed at that. And you're getting chirped by the audience. And that's another thing I want to talk about. The audience watching you, if you get too close to them, they'll push you back into the fighting area, and there's 2 characters, a woman and a man, that I can't remember the name. There's something stupid. It's right there, and they stab you, so you get shanked while you're fighting if you get too close. But luckily, it only takes one hit to dispatch those people, and you grab the knife and you can have fun on stabbing your opponent with it. So this is like a game that, like, you know what? Like when I first started playing it, I actually just played it today or replayed it today. When I first started playing it, I'm like, oh my god, this just stupid button mashing game. But it actually takes a little bit of skill as you progress through the game, and the later opponents are more difficult, or heaven forbid when you gotta fight more than one at the same time. I dug it, man. I dug it. You know, it's a simple game. You have a punch, kick, and a jump. And if you press all 3 buttons, each character has like a super move. And if you press, I'm playing with the Thai boxer, so when you press kick and jump together, he does kind of like a vaulting jump kick, and it has a normal jump kick. There's weapons that you can pick up, crates, sticks, knives, ninja stars, barrels, stools, that type of thing. Also, I love this, the power pill. Like talk about something that probably wouldn't be in a game now because it's too much like drugs. But if you ever get a chance to get a power pill, it boosts up your ability to inflict damage, and it minimizes the damage that you take, and you flash. So another thing, the design of this. So every time that you're done playing a match, like I love this, or a bonus round, you're standing on top of a skid, and that skid is being like elevated by a forklift underneath you as your bonus ticks off. You know, time remaining, energy remaining, whatever, you get bonus, and the bonus is in form of money, right? So you get this funny animation of this green texture that you have to imagine that's money, and it starts to slowly build and build up. But at the same time that it's building up underneath you, the dude operating the forklift is raising, you know, the forks and raising you. So it's like the money never touches your feet. And at the end of it, you know, like, yeah, you know, it's, I don't know, man. I love these type of games. I don't know, like when I was a child gamer, like honestly, like I can't remember what motivated me. What was the thing that made me buy this game? Did I play it in the arcade? I don't know, because I ain't remembering that one bit. But it is definitely a fun game, and when I get a chance, I'm going to play it with a friend, and I suggest you do that too. For the collectors, I can't see this game really being worth anything, so I'm hoping it's cheap. But I don't know, with a game like this, unless you're like a hardcore collector, I wouldn't even bother. I just emulate it, have some laughs with your boys, and, you know, or girls, or a combination, and just play like a fun slash shitty, like 1990/1991 brawler. This game was supposed to get a sequel, and I actually remember seeing an article in a magazine years back, and I read the Wikipedia page on this as well, so I confirmed what I remembered, and it was like 75% done. It never ended up coming out, and it was a rehash of the characters, but it followed more of a Double Dragon style game. Then kind of like the Violence Fight Street Smart game, where, you know, it's like I said before, it's like Street Fighter but in a Double Dragon world. So guys, in closing, give this game a shot. It's pretty fun. Definitely not the best game in the world, but as I found out today, it's not the worst game in the world. I recommend either the Sega Genesis Mega Drive version or the arcade version if you can get your hands on that. I haven't played any of the others, but I read that the Super Nintendo version, surprisingly, is a hunkering piece of shit. You know, superior hardware, inferior software on that one. So guys, tell me your experiences with Pit Fighter. Share with the community. What are your memories of it? Are you just playing this today? Are you playing it because I'm telling you to play it? If so, let me know how great or shit it is. Share stories of different versions of the game. I'd love to read that. Thanks so much for your support. I'm really loving doing this new format, and I'm loving the interaction with you guys. So keep it going. Sound off in the comments below, and I'll see you soon.